His name is Rutger Bregman, and he's awesome. Take a look.
I mean, 1,500 private jets flown in here to hear Sir David Attenborough speak about, how we're wrecking the planet. And, I hear people talk in the language of participation and justice and equality and transparency. But then, almost no one raises the real issue of tax avoidance, right? And of the rich just not paying their fair share. It feels like I'm at a firefighters conference and no one's allowed to speak about water. This is not rocket science.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk for a very long time about all these stupid philanthropy schemes. We can invite Bono once more, but come on, we got to be talking about taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Taxes, taxes, taxes. All the rest is bull, in my opinion.
That was, if you're watching the video version of this, it was censored with JR's face. I don't know if you caught that, but that was awesome.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, so you get a sense of where this historian's head is at. We would probably agree with most of what he has to say. But nonetheless, Tucker Carlson decides to have him on his show. And again, this is a pre-recorded interview that he never aired. This interview never aired. So here's a little bit of the exchange, and it starts getting pretty heated in following clips. But let's take a look at the first one.
The vast majority of Americans, for years and years now, according to the polls, including Fox News viewers and including Republicans, are in favor of higher taxes on the rich. Higher inheritance taxes, higher top marginal tax rates, higher wealth taxes. It's all really mainstream. But no one's saying that at Davos, just as no one's saying it on Fox News, right? And I think the explanation for that is quite simple. Is that most of the people in Davos, but also here on this channel, have been bought by the billionaire class. You're not meant to say these things. So I just went there and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to say it, just as I'm saying it right here on this channel.
So you can't see Tucker Carlson because that appears to be Bregman's recording of it. Now, he suspected that it might never make it to air. He was right. It didn't make it to air because he very aggressively challenged Fox News when he was invited on, to the point where Tucker Carlson explodes at the end, and we'll show you that. But I do want to give you all the facts. When Tucker brought him on, he was complimentary and was excited to have him on. Now, why was he excited to have him on? He liked 2 out of the 3 topics that the historian brought up at Davos. He liked the issue of, hey, they took 1,500 jets there, and so that's a common Fox News talking point. Hey, you want to talk about climate change, but you guys use jets, ha-ha. Now, if Bregman doesn't want to play along with that, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, okay? So, yeah, Tucker, rest of Fox News, you guys fight climate change, and then you'll get to have a conversation about hypocrisy on climate change. Total nonsense talking point on that. But Tucker did want to talk about tax avoidance, and I think he was legit on that, and they never really quite got to it because of how much conflict there was immediately in the interview. Now, but the reason there was a conflict is because Bregman kept bringing up tax increases, which Tucker didn't want any part of.
Exactly. So before we go to the next clip, you want to jump in?
I just love watching that clip of Bregman. That was like walking into a bullfighting ring dressed like the Flash. Like, that was incredible. So much fun to watch.
Well, it gets better. It gets better. So, without further ado, let's watch the situation heat up.
Many people have called for higher taxes, but very few...
Well, not on this channel, is it? Almost all of the pundits on this channel for years have been against higher taxes, right? Even though the vast majority of Americans is in favor of it.
I don't know... It would be interesting to know how many hours of Fox you've watched, but I'm interested in what you said about tax avoidance.
So I think the issue really is one of corruption and of people being bribed and of not being, not talking about the real issues. What the family, what the Murdochs basically want you to do is to scapegoat immigrants instead of talking about tax avoidance. So I'm glad you're now finally raising the issue, but that's what's been happening for the past couple of years.
And I'm taking orders from the Murdochs. Is that what you're saying?
No, it doesn't work that directly. But you've been part of the Cato Institute, right? You've been a senior fellow there for years. You've been taking their dirty money. They're funded by cock billionaires,
Wait, why don't you tell me how it does work?
Well, it works by you taking their dirty money. It's as easy as that. I mean, you are a millionaire funded by billionaires. That's what you are. And I'm glad you now finally jumped the bandwagon, of people like Bernie Sanders and AOC. But you're not part of the solution, Mr. Carlson. You're part of the problem, actually.
So, as Missy Elliott once said, pass that Dutch. He's a Dutch historian.
yes, I got it.
And by the way, I don't know what pass that Dutch means, so I hope it's not a bad thing.
You probably don't.
They'd have gone further in that conversation about tax avoidance because some of the biggest companies in the world does it. And if you've got no taxes, like it's going to blow in a second. But there was after Skid made it because
it's true, right? It's true, right? That all the anchors
from Murdoch say Skid made it because I thought I had that epiphany.
Did you watch the clip? Because he just
right.
He just told you. He just said that.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like
all the anchors on Fox, they're all millionaires. How is this possible? Well, it's very easy. You're just not talking about certain things.
It doesn't even, Fox doesn't play where you are.
It doesn't play where you are. Well, have you heard of the internet? I can watch things whatever I want,
Never seen Fox before.
I have, actually. I can't say I'm a great fan of your show, but I do my homework when you invite me on your show. So, I mean, you're probably not going to air this, but I went to Davos to speak truth to power, and I'm doing exactly the same thing right now. You might not like it, but you're a millionaire funded by billionaires, and that's the reason why you're not talking about these issues.
But I am talking about these issues.
Yeah, only now. Come on, you jumped the bandwagon. You're all like, oh, I'm against the globalist elite, blah, blah, blah. It's not very convincing, to be honest.
Why don't you go yourself, you tiny brain, and I hope this gets picked up, because you're a moron. I tried to give you a hearing, but you were too annoying for me.
You can't handle the criticism, can you?
oh, I love every part of that. It shows you that Tucker Carlson is a fraud, right? Like
I don't think it shows you that at all.
Yeah, this is who he is. Jake, this is who he is.
It shows you that he also does not think quickly. Mm-hmm. There was that long pause, and then he just cursed at him. You'd think a guy who's been named Tucker his entire